What's up, everybody? This is Jonny Eller, and you're listening to the Break It Down Show.
And now, the Break It Down Show with John and Pete.
There we
go.
Now we're on and popping. Yeah, we're in Bayview Studios on the Break It Down Show, and our special guest today, comedian Jonny Eller. What's up?
What's up,
in the
fellas?
house?
What's up?
Undaunted by Guamanians popping up out of trucks. Yeah,
We snuck him in between his voiceover work, too, so we just barely got him.
yeah, man. And he
Busy,
made it through
busy.
the gauntlet.
I made it through the gauntlet, man. These people had Guamanians popping out of trucks and shit with machetes.
Yeah.
Pocket check, fuck a pit bull. We have people in the back of trucks when you come up.
That's true.
I didn't know if there was cussing. Are we allowed to cuss?
You can
We
say all
are.
the shit you want to say.
Yeah.
All the shit. Okay.
Man, where you from? Tell us where you're from.
Originally, I was born in Canada, and I grew up in Marin
You
County,
look
California.
like you were born in Canada.
Yeah.
Right? I don't even know what that means.
Whoa,
My mom and dad were broke, so they just needed to have a baby for free in Canada. They had me in Canada.
Oh,
and
is
then-
that you get to have a baby for free in Canada?
Well, it's free healthcare in Canada.
Oh,
I
yeah.
thought you could
Sweet.
just pick up a baby like at the baby store.
Yeah.
We're not sure at this point because I don't look like my mom or my dad, so they might have just picked me up, snuck me across the border.
They said, look, let's get that one. He's available. And they
Yeah.
snatched you up and then brought you back down here. And
Yeah.
you grew up in Marin County.
I grew up in Marin County,
You
yeah,
look
West
like
Marin.
you look like you're Canadian. You also look like you grew up in Marin County.
I don't know what that means. That
Neither
must mean,
neither of those things are true.
Or just, maybe it's because I look successful.
That's true.
Maybe
That's
what
true.
You look like you're from Marin.
Look, man, you've been at this comedy game for a few years now.
Yeah, I'm back.
So really, you are successful.
I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Like things are going good. Things are steadily progressing.
It's a
You know,
growth
going-
year for you too, huh?
Yeah, a lot of things been happening, man. A lot of things been happening.
We had to finagle to
Yeah.
get Jonny here because he's got voiceovers to do this afternoon, and you made a movie this year.
I did. I made a movie. It's called Mookie the Don, starring myself. Got an hour and 40 minutes. Romantic comedy.
Do you play Mookie?
I play Mookie. I play Mookie. What it is it's about this guy named Danny.
Uh-huh.
He's got a crush on a girl. He never knows how to get the girl, and she's dating this gangster dude. So he makes up this alter ego to try to scare away the dude, and that's when Mookie
Then that's
the Don.
Mookie.
Yeah, that's when Mookie the Don comes in. It's this alter ego. It's this character
So
that comes out.
you play more than one character in the picture.
Yeah, I play two of them. So
Yeah.
it's me, Mookie the Don, starring a lot of hilarious comedians, Ellis Rodriguez,
Dude,
Cody
he's been
Woods.
on the show. We love.
We just had Ellis.
Oh, you guys just had
Yeah,
Ellis?
he was-
Yeah, Ellis is my dude, man. That's good people,
He's
man.
in Sac. He stays out in Sac now, I think.
Yeah,
right?
for sure, man. Ellis is good people.
Yeah.
Ellis kills us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Ellis.
By the way, we're here to promote your show on June 19th at the Empress Theater in Vallejo.
Absolutely.
That Ken Carbolito, who is our guest co-host today.
What's up?
Yeah, man. So we're doing the Kenny Carbolito comedy series. And Ellis was on a couple shows back. So,
Yeah.
man,
Cool.
you know what? We need to get you guys on the same bill so we can
Oh,
pee
yeah.
our pants.
I can make
Yeah.
it happen.
Yeah.
I can make anything happen.
I personally like peeing my pants. That's why I want to
Yeah.
get you guys on the same
Yeah, when
bill.
you do it grown up, when you pee your pants and you're a grown up, man,
Yeah.
it's a whole different level of peeing your pants.
That's true. It's
Yeah.
true. It's an emotional experience. You take it to a different place.
There's always a story behind it when you're a grown up and you pee your pants. So
Yeah, I tend to poo my pants.
I tend to poo my pants.
That's what I do.
I'm gonna go get some Depends.
Everybody has a hobby.
Everybody's got a hobby.
So with this show coming up, a movie coming out. Have you guys finished the movie yet?
It's
still
in
cutting it?
editing. Yeah,
Okay.
we just finished our last shoot a couple weeks ago.
Tell us again. The title is Mookie.
Mookie the Don. It's
The
written,
Don.
written and directed by my buddy Genoc, aka Gino Carnell. He's made a bunch of movies before. A good friend of mine. I've known him since I was about 12 years old.
Wow.
He's originally from Las Vegas. Good friend of mine. So we're just rocking, rolling, and promoting and running
Good
around.
for
and-
you guys.
Yeah, it's all it's all privately invested with just ourselves running around. And just we put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this movie. It's been a little bit of a process, and we're all happy it's kind of coming to an end and start shopping it now.
Cool. How about this, man? How about when the film is done, let's sit around this table, man, and we'll get Ellis, and let's get everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And put the mics up and
Oh,
just
I'm with
talk
it.
about the process.
absolutely.
We've had a couple filmmakers on the show. We had Sean Cunningham on the show. We've had Danny Tedesco on the show. He's got a movie coming out that Magnolia Pictures is distributing. That it's out.
It's out.
Yeah. So, man, we love the process.
You think your year and a half is long to make a movie?
Right?
This guy did 20 years on this movie, or 18.
18.
I believe
18 years he hustled
Yeah.
this
Wow.
movie.
Hustled it. Hustled.
And it's a documentary, so he kept getting new footage. And as the movie got better, more people came out of the woodwork. And
Right.
And
See, that's what I don't like about when you're making a movie. You start out making a movie and everyone's like, yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But then you really start doing it and people are like, okay, well, you guys got a part for me still?
Yeah.
No. We started this from nothing. And now you
Right.
want to jump on board when people catching a little buzz and we're having a good time.
That's right.
Yeah.
You see the pictures on Instagram, you see the pictures here and there, and now you see we're really doing it.
We
man.
had a part for you, but we gave it to Larry because the first day when we were over here broke and you wouldn't look at us, he was
Exactly.
carrying apple boxes
Exactly.
for us.
Exactly.
He was, so yeah.
And you're working this weekend at Tommy T's featuring, right?
Yeah, I've been featuring for
Damn,
Bruce
you are
Bruce
a
all
busy
weekend.
dude.
Yeah, it's fun, man.
Featuring
It's-
for Bruce.
Yeah,
How's
Bruce-
that been? He's
Oh,
funny
my-
as hell.
He's hilarious. He's hilarious. Really good people, man. Really humble dude, down to earth, good people.
You guys have sets that kind of match up too.
We do. We have kind of similar sets. You know, I like the thing that differs from me is like I do a lot of voices, so I do a lot of different characters when I do my sets, and you know, I talk about my kid's mom, and you know, stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's a good time. He is just a tremendous person to work with and learn from, and just watch his craft. Like he's a legend in this game. He's been in it a long time.
Yeah.
Long time.
So to be able to be a part of something like that and work with him and watch his craft and his crowd work and how he controls any kind of crowd, any kind of heckler, it's really, for me, it's such a blessing just to work with people like that live, because it's different when you watch people, you watch their shows and you watch what they go through and stuff. But when you can really see their set live and
Yeah.
really watch, because every set's different, every crowd's different, every person that heckles is different. So to watch how true professionals really handle a crowd, it's like it's amazing to watch.
And you can't really determine what is the corralling process and what is unless you're there working the weekend with them and
Exactly.
seeing the
Exactly.
difference between the shows. Yeah, man, that must be fun as hell.
That was a good time.
Does it get intimidating, like seeing him as far down the road as he is? And, you know, you guys, your styles are going to be different in some ways. The way he handles something. Do you ever think, God, how am I ever going to get down that far?
No, for me, it's more motivating than it
Cool.
is intimidating. It's
Okay.
more like, wow, you know what I mean? I want to be at that level. Like to watch, you know, guys like, you know, he's like at arenas and he's all over the place. Like he's a huge name. And so to watch, just to like physically be in front of him
Yeah.
and just chop it up for a second, it's so motivating. Then it more is intimidating. It makes you want to work that much harder. It makes you want to work, you know, write new jokes and all that kind of stuff, you know.
You know, we talked about some of these things with Ellis because he said kind of the same thing. He's like, I'm intimidated by nothing really because I know I have it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of how I shape it.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes, man, when you get in front of an influence like Bruce, you understand a little more about, it's not about copying somebody else and what they do well. It's about understanding a little more about what you do well.
Exactly.
Kind of being further in touch with your own
Yeah.
craft. Because you see what he's done with his.
Right. And I think like as far as comedy goes, like it's really just a point of just honing in on just who you are just as a person. Like and there's no way to really obtain that except for just more and more stage time.
Yeah.
You know, because the more I develop as a comedian, the more I develop just as a human being in general, the more my life progresses as a father and the different aspects of my life, you know, that all touches base into comedy. So the more I'm doing my own thing and talking about myself and my life and everything, it just becomes that much more. And as comedians, like we're our harshest critic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, regardless of a crowd, regardless of a promoter, regardless of anybody, like we're the hardest person on ourselves.
Well, everybody says that, man. But for anybody who doesn't really intimately know what that means, what it really means isn't just that you're going to be most critical. It's that all of the critique that you have of yourself, you have to feel.
Yeah.
Like I could decide to be a real harsh critic of Jonny Eller and then just be really nitpicky or whatever. But you're going to do that to yourself and feel it.
And feel it, and it's intense.
Yeah.
You know,
So-
you have a good set,
Yeah.
it's amazing. But if you have like a set that wasn't as good as a set that you thought was the most amazing,
Yeah.
I mean, that's intense, man. That's an intense feeling.
When you look at those sets that aren't, you know, like what we go for here, like we're just trying to get a good solid show every time. You can't shoot for a great show every time. That's just
Right.
not real. So you're out there and you do a set, and you're like, oh, that one just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Do you need to do something about that, or is it just there are some bad bullets in the magazine sometimes?
I think for myself, like I run myself ragged sometimes, so I really got to watch what I eat before I go on stage, and you know, and I'll never blame it on a crowd. I'll never blame it on anything except for my own personal stuff. Like, oh shoot, I should have prepped for that more. I should have been more aware of this, or I should have looked more into this aspect of, you know, whatever. I mean, I think diet plays a huge part in it too, or whatever. I'm superstitious.
Man, that's funny to hear that.
I'm hella superstitious. Like, I need to have.
No,
he's been working with. He's been
really?
featuring for Bruce, and wearing the same drawers.
I had to change them after Friday. I'm still wearing the same one since last night. Last night I had a good set. I'm superstitious when it comes to certain things like that I wear on stage. Man, I'm weird. I gotta have an article of. I'm gonna let you guys in a little secret.
All right.
I gotta have an article of polo clothing.
Really?
It doesn't matter what it is.
It doesn't like I got socks. Like if I run out of a shirt, if I don't have polo shirts, if I don't have polo drawers, whatever, I got these socks.
Can they be knockoffs from the flea market?
No.
Okay.
No. We can't.
Has to
We
be
can't
the
do the
genuine
upside down
article.
polo man. There can't be two polo men on it. It can't be a polo man on a giraffe. Like it needs to be. It can't be anything subpar. It's got to be Ralph Lauren polo, and it's got to be the original polo man.
Can it be polo cologne?
You know what? No.
Oh, haven't
No,
tried that one yet?
No, I gotta have horsepower somewhere.
You gotta have
And-
horsepower.
Yeah, I gotta have horsepower somewhere.
And the real deal. Can't be no
No,
knockoff.
we don't. No,
Can't
we
be like I think he's playing polo, but he's got a putter.
Yeah, no.
that
It's
a
gotta
giraffe?
be. It's gotta be the full stick. It's gotta be the full stick. It's gotta.
giraffe.
It's gotta be the. It's gotta be the full stick, man. That's my thing.
But diet too, huh?
For me, I think it's crucial that I eat something. I've gotten jumped out of the car, went right on stage and didn't have anything, and just kind of went up like off an energy drink, and I'm just like, oh shit, man. And it's really important for me to breathe before a show, and I can't listen to music before shows.
How
You
long?
cannot.
I can't. I've tried it. Like I've just sat in the back and just kind of got in my little zone listening to music. It messes me up. Like before I go on stage, like I really love to hear the crowd. I really love to hear.
So
the
you have
energy.
to sort of start the engagement.
I don't even start. Not even just the engagement. Just hearing them laugh. Just hearing them just eating, table chatter, whatever it is.
Right.
Just like their energy, like where they're coming from.
But you've started a connection already. Before you get out on stage, you're present and they're present.
Yeah.
And that's already kind of warm.
And I gotta have that. I gotta feel it, and I just gotta be in like a cool little zone and just take a lot of deep breaths and stretch it out a little bit. Like that. That's always been my biggest thing.
How long does it take to figure that lesson out? The food lesson, the no music lesson. Does that come early on, or does that take a while?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm superstitious. So one time I was listening to my headphones before I went on stage, and I was feeling some kind of way. I was feeling kind of cocky, and I went out, and I didn't have that initial connection. Like I wasn't there. I was there to tell them about me instead of engaging with them and just putting on an amazing show and really having that connection. I feel like for me, having putting on music before I went on stage, it kind of cut me off from just that genuine connection. Because when people come out to comedy shows, like that's a lot. That's a big night, for a lot of couples. Like they're getting babysitters.
Yeah.
They're paying for drinks. They're paying for parking. You know what I mean? Like that's an expensive
It's a
night.
big responsibility.
That's huge. Just for two couples to come out, that's like $150.
Yeah.
To come out and just sit down and they decided the week was long. This was a hard week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit down and enjoy comedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't need somebody telling me
Take care of myself for once.
Yeah, just sit
This
down.
is my time.
Just so because comedy is just for the grown and sexy. Like people ain't in the clubs drinking, acting a fool. Like you're sitting down, you're chilling, you're having a good night.
Comedy is for the grown and sexy.
That's how I feel. That's
Yes,
how
indeed.
I feel. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
like if you want to trick off and do something stupid, like you can always do that. But comedy, hey, I'm gonna go out with my lady.
Right.
This is grown and sexy shit.
Yeah.
Because everybody knows you make a girl laugh, or
You got
if
it.
You got it.
If
That's right.
somebody else makes a girl laugh, if you brought the girl to laugh,
Yeah.
you're responsible for that laugh.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're the dude and you're like, babe, let's go on a date, let's go laugh.
I'm going to bring you to where you're going to have a good
Exactly.
time. Right.
And so that girl, she's ready. So you count. That counts. You made that girl laugh.
That's right. And they're handing that responsibility over to you and trusting.
And what an amazing responsibility that is.
You got
And
the
trusting
pussy
their
keys.
ability to beat the draws up.
Yeah, you got
Yeah.
the pussy keys, and I need you to take care of that shit.
It's amazing. It's such a blessing, man. Comedy is just like I love it so much. Like I really just to be able to make people laugh.
Yeah.
Like it's I think it's the most amazing thing. Excuse me, in the world. Just people laugh at what I say. People laugh at my life. Like that is such a blessing.
How old is your kid right now?
My daughter's 8 years old.
8 years old. How aware is she that she is in your material?
Not too much.
Not too much.
Yeah, she knows I talk about her and she knows I have some jokes.
Yeah.
And but she loves it. You
Yeah.
know, she tells everybody at school that her dad's a stand-up comedian and makes movies and does all this stuff.
It talks about her.
Yeah, and talks about her.
You know, hey, guess what? I'm the center of this dude's universe, and he's out there making people laugh and making movies.
Yeah.
So that's good, man. How about the rest of your family? How do they feel about your material centering on, you know?
my family loves it. I mean, my family loves the fact that I do stand up. My family loves the fact that I'm pursuing, you know, something happy and something positive. And most of all, my mother really supports the fact that I'm doing something that makes me happy. You know, I think as far as a parent goes, like, you just want to see your kids happy.
Yeah. You want to watch them enjoy themselves and do something meaningful.
And pursue something that's just ultimately just super positive.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just pursuing making people laugh and honing in on my craft. So my mother's super, she's into it. When I first started doing stand-up, I talked a lot about my family.
Yeah.
And then my family started feeling some kind of way about it. You know, my family started, you know, because a couple of friends, you know, videotaped me and put some stuff on YouTube. And,
Right.
you know, I was going in. When I first started, you know, when I was growing up, I could, you know, I didn't afford therapy for a while.
Uh-huh.
So I was like,
You
well,
gotta
shit,
get it-
comedy.
get it where you can
hey,
get it.
look, guys, here's the deal
Uh-huh.
about my life.
And it was so therapeutic in the beginning. But a lot of my family started feeling some kind of way because I was bashing. And for me, I was telling the truth.
Right.
You know?
And then the camera pans across the crowd and nobody's really laughing. They're all drawn in and there's
Oh
some
my
people
God.
welling up.
Yeah, they're like, gosh, this
What can
this
we do
guy
to help him?
This guy needs something. This guy's
I'll give you a hug, Johnny. Come get a hug. So, and I can see your mom, man, you know, welling up with pride, thinking, we brought the boy all the way down here from Canada and look at him.
We brought him.
It was worth it. Like she was in the Donner Party and shit.
through trenches and snow. Now there's somebody, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah. So you do voices. That's your thing. Did you know that was your thing going in?
Was that Johnny or James Earl Jones just walking in?
I've always just messed around. Like I grew up, you know, I have a little brother and it's always just been me and my brother. So when we were young, we always just, you know, we just cut a lot of voices, man. That was like,
What's the age difference between the two of you?
The age difference between us is 2 years.
Okay.
close to your
That's
brother.
a really good age difference, man.
And my mom hated cable growing up. Like, we were always like, Mom, let's get cable. And she was like, nah, pollute your brain. So then me and my brother decided
you had to entertain yourselves.
Yeah, we had to entertain ourselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when you're living in small quarters, I mean, there's only so much you could do. And then your imagination just kicks in.
Yeah, that's
And then you're just off
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
If
yeah.
you're lucky, it does.
Yeah. So me and my brother used to do all these voices. We watch movies and stuff like that. So we always, you know, and I grew up with my friends. We were always just messing around.
Right.
And that was always my thing. And I don't know, just doing voices is always something that just came naturally. Like when I hang out with different people from different places,
Yeah.
I somehow just randomly just like pick up on their accent or how they talk and stuff like that.
Well, the thing that we've observed about comedians is that what makes a person funnier than someone else is your ability to really pick apart what's funny about others.
Yeah.
And your ability to micro observe
Right.
the little mannerisms.
Yeah,
Because really,
that's
if you look at somebody's terrific impersonation of someone else, it's not that they nailed what, you know, you're not exactly like that person.
Right.
You just took all the funny shit.
Yeah.
And you use all the funny
Yeah.
shit, you know,
Yeah.
that funny voice that they do, that one phrase that they use all the
All the
time,
time.
sometimes the wrong way, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, you know, it's not a surprise to hear again from a comedian who we think is hilarious
Yeah.
that's what it's about. It's about
Yeah.
observing people and seeing what funny shit they do and then putting it out there for everybody. And then sometimes somebody, you know, the people get a little bent out of shape, maybe like, hey man, come on, you know, I don't really do that. And you'd be like, no,
Yeah,
dude,
you
you
do.
really
You
do
do.
that.
And we all notice it. Just
We all notice it. And when you're not around, by the way, it's not just me. We all talk about Kenny
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So what's the plan for the movie?
The plan for the movie is just, I mean, obviously finish it, edit it, do all that kind of stuff. And then we're running around just shopping it.
Yeah.
You know, the network that I've created and the people that I've met, you know, just trying to put it in the hands of some powerful people and just seeing what we can really make out of this. Like we didn't do this just to see what happens. Like we're really creating.
Yeah,
a
it was
future.
purposeful.
Yeah, we're really creating a future for ourselves with this. So as far as this movie goes, it's just shopping it. We're just shopping it everywhere.
That's no surprise because we know Ellis, man, is about it.
Yeah.
He is about it.
Yeah, Ellis is on top of it.
Yeah,
He's good.
Ellis is about his shit, man. He and to work with somebody like him, he's so incredibly talented, and his character in the movie is just it's off the hook.
And
He's
he
so hilarious.
knows who he is though too. That's a
Yeah.
big thing. He's like, I'm not going to do these things I don't like doing. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And everything else be damned, you know?
Yep.
And to see someone live like that, to live their passion and everything else, that's important. And that
Absolutely.
motivates me, you know?
Yeah.
And so we talk about him just because he's been on the show already. But, you know, you surround yourself with the same people, too.
Right.
So I know, you know, he's not the kind of guy, knowing what we know about him, who's going to say, you know, hey, I'll do the movie with these dudes, you know. So we know that it's not just him.
Right.
It had to be you.
Right.
It had to be everybody.
Yeah.
Tell us the name of the director again, the writer-director of the film.
His name's Gino Carnell. He's out of Las Vegas.
Gino Carnell.
Yeah, goes by G-Knock, man. Really good friend of mine. Like I said, I've known him for a long time, and he's friends with some of my good friends that I grew up with.
Yeah.
Out in West Marin. And so, you know, we came together and we started talking about the movie when we all went down to Los Angeles and had some shows down there. They had some stuff to do out there. They also, I run with a bunch of friends that do music.
Yeah.
And so we just kind of put this whole movie thing together.
Okay.
And he had been making a couple movies prior too. And so I was like, yo, man, I think you need to just like his movies were kind of like more drama movies. I said, man, I think there's a good niche for you. And, you know, if we make a comedy, you know.
Well, you got to work with the materials that you have, you know. So
Right.
if you have a carpenter and he's got, you know, guess what? You're in this area and this is the kind of shit we use.
Right.
You're going to find that the true artists are going to take what's there, what's native to their surroundings and use it to the best
Right.
of its own capabilities. So here he is, he finds you interested in making a movie. It better be a fucking funny movie.
It's hilarious. He wrote and directed the entire movie.
Wow.
So the whole script, he wrote a killer script. It's just genius. It's just genius.
So he's used to doing dramas, but you talked him into doing a comedy.
I
and
wouldn't
he
even
wrote
say
one well.
I wouldn't say I talked him into it. It
Okay.
was always kind of in his head, but he's by nature he's a serious person,
But the pieces arrived.
he's super hilarious
Yeah.
when it comes to writing I think he might have found himself a new niche with this comedy thing because
see.
the script that he put together, I mean, it's genius.
Or
It's
maybe he
hilarious.
didn't, man. Maybe G-Knock can do it all.
Right.
And then just the collaboration with you guys just brought out that side of him that, you
Yeah.
know. Hopefully when you it's like a fucking soup, man. You start throwing shit in the soup.
Yeah.
And sometimes you go, damn, I could never have, I don't understand how I made this soup. I didn't measure anything.
Right.
Just all the right shit came together.
Right. Right.
So,
When you have a guy like Ellis, you have you in there, and you guys are comedians, how much did he give you guys license to mess with the script a little bit? Because you guys know where funny is.
I think when it came to the shots that we did as far as the comedians go, he would kind of give us a base, and then he was just kind of like, all right, you guys run with it. Just
yeah,
have
there's a
good time.
direction for the scene,
I don't
right?
wanna-
The scene has to do
Oh,
something.
yeah, the scene
to
goes
move
somewhere.
the story forward.
And we have, we have scripts and everything like that. But
Right.
it's like, yo, man, if you guys want to improv this part,
Yeah.
if you guys, feel free to just kind of like explore. We'll take a bunch of different takes,
Sure.
and just see how it kind of all comes together. Like,
cool.
And in the movie, my buddy Cody Woods, he plays my best friend in the movie, and so it was a lot of like when him and I had a part that we had to do together. Like a lot of the things that we did, it was a very structured scene.
Yeah.
But he gave us room to explore ourselves as artists, our stuff as creative people, our thought process, and just the energy. I think
As a
that
good director would do.
Yeah, absolutely. And so when the energy comes together, I think different people have different energy. You're gonna feed off different people.
Yeah.
So when you have something good, you have something magical. You got to let that breathe. You got to let it kind of just create its own direction.
Can't get in its way, that's for sure.
Yeah. And so working with somebody like my boy G-Knock, he's it was a blessing because he gave us kind of room to just kind of do our thing.
G-Knock, we're going to get you on the show, man.
Oh, G-Knock's coming.
We're
G-Knock's
going to get around this table.
absolutely.
We're going to talk
Oh, he's
about
gonna have
the
a good
making of this
time.
film.
He's gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
We did a show with Ellis, and it was pretty long. And then we did a pre-show that was long. Then we did a show, and then we did an after show. Like we did like
Here's
almost-
what happened with Ellis was I think he got here and maybe we had a Guamanian jump out of the truck or
Yeah,
something.
something.
It spooked him a little bit because when he got here, we got set up and he was all, he sat up straight. He took it really serious. And he didn't really loosen up, man. he was like, we would ask him a question and he would be the serious Ellis Rodriguez and go, well, I'm in honing my craft. I do these things. And then it took him probably about 40 minutes before his shoulders kind of came out and he was like, all right,
he ex-Marine though too, man.
Yeah.
So he got that, he got that, he got that
had the
military
business,
back.
he had the business thing
aspect,
about
right.
it. And then after a while, you know, it was like, okay, he got comfortable. He realized that we weren't, you know, we were just going to be comfortable. And he was like, okay, let me just, and then we got into a topic, and I don't remember what it was, but we got into a topic where it really hit home for him. And he was like, no, man, here's how it goes. Let me tell you what this works like for me.
Right.
And he really stretched it out. And we were like, God damn, Ellis, that's some deep shit right there.
Yeah.
And then, you know, and Kenny was here and I think we were here with Ellis first.
Yeah.
And then Kenny showed
Oh,
up.
yeah. You're right.
And then we, you know, chopped it up with Kenny for a little while, and it was a good show. And then Kenny had to leave, and he left, and we were like, God damn, man, fucking Kenny. And then we started talking about Kenny, and that's when he got really loose. He was like, God damn, Kenny. So, yeah, we ended up with probably
A lot of show.
yeah, like
He said a
damn
lot of
near
show.
2 hours worth of
Wow.
show. And then
Damn.
we just grabbed like an hour of it and posted that hour of it.
Oh,
but
cool.
we have a good 45 minutes that we're just keeping to ourselves. That every once in a
Right.
while we'll just listen to
Just
and go,
chime in.
Look at this dude, man. We
Yeah.
got to just keep this for when Ellis is enormous and his ticket is $600 and he's filling the garden.
Yep.
Then we're going to
Yep.
go, oh, yeah, we had that one time you talked about your draws, man. So you, though, came in here, hit the ground running. You didn't take any time to get
Yeah, it's
loose.
good. We're having a good
Yeah,
time.
take me back. So what that moment right before you get on, just like Buddy Hackett, you know, he's an old pro, and he says the difference between the guys that like evaluate funny and who do funny, it's those last 20 feet from the curtain to the mic. The guys that can make that transition. So tell us about that. What made you take those last 18 steps?
What made me got on stage?
Yeah, that final thing. What was it?
What really got me on stage?
Yeah.
Like, shoot, the first time, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I never wanted to be a stand-up comedian. Like, when I was growing up, that was never my interest. That
You're
was never,
lying.
No, I'm kidding.
You got
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. And my buddies, like my close friends, like my real close friends, were like, "Look, I promise you, if you do stand-up comedy, it's gonna change your life." And I was like,
I pretty much forced you to do it.
yeah. And they put me in the state. We went to a showcase.
Uh-huh.
We went to a showcase one time, and we had been going for a good couple months or something like that. They knew the promoter. And my buddies were on me and say, "Look, man, you got to do stand-up. You got to do stand-up. But we promise you it's going to change your life." And so I went out back. They went and talked to the promoter during the show at intermission.
Uh-huh.
And they said, "Look, no matter what Johnny says, you put him on stage tonight. No matter what he says, he's a stand-up comedian. He doesn't know it. But you got to put him on stage tonight."
Yeah.
And they said, "Look, all right, cool. We had a dropout. We had a cancellation. So we got room for your buddy." So I come back during intermission to go, chop it up with my buddies. They said, "Look, man, you're going on stage tonight." The promoter says, promoter came up to me. He said, "Look, we're going to put you on stage tonight. We have a dropout and we're putting you on." And I said, "Look, man, I'm not going to do this, man. I'm not tripping off this shit." And he said, "Look, if you don't do it tonight, I don't ever have room. My show's always full." So my buddies are like, "Look, do it. Just do it. I promise you, just do it. And just say fuck it tonight. And then if it doesn't work, cool.
Right.
If it works, cool."
Yeah.
So I went on stage and as I'm walking up, I had like 30 seconds to. You know who was there was Hannibal. Hannibal was hosting the show.
Thompson?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hannibal was hosting the show. And so I looked at my buddies as I'm going on. I said, "Look, man, I don't know what to talk about." They said, "Man, talk about us, man. Talk about they're black dudes." So
Uh-huh.
they said, "Look, man, just talk about us."
Talk about Larry. He's retarded.
Yeah, talk about talk about all of us, and then just go on stage and just have a fun time with it, man. Just
Yeah.
have fun. Whatever you do, just be yourself.
Yeah.
And so that's
And they were willing to be cannon fodder for you.
Oh yeah,
That's a homeboy right there.
Yeah, no, they're good people, man. Really good people, man. Really good.
Come on, man.
Shout out my boy Key Man.
There we go.
Shout out my boy Key Man, B Mitch, and those two dudes are really the ones that
They were the
catapulted.
catalysts.
Yeah, they put me on this slingshot and just cut the rocket loose. And then,
Yeah.
and then we've been up and running ever since, man. So shout out my man Key Man. B. Mitch. They both make music, man. Some really good people. I've known them since I was a little
He
kid.
said, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Key
Yeah.
Man said, man, I'm cross-eyed. And I'm here with you. Go up there and talk about me. They were
Yeah.
willing to do that for you.
Yeah.
They fell on the sword for you.
They did, and it turned into something magical, man. It
They
really
saw
did.
something in you that you didn't even necessarily
that I didn't
see.
even see in myself, you know,
Yeah.
because I'd been, like all of us, I have my ups and downs in
Right.
life, and I got my struggles here, I got my struggles there,
Sure.
and at the time, I was like maybe I was like 2.5 years sober.
Right.
I'm in recovery.
Okay.
I'll just put my shit all the way out there. I don't really care. That's my shit. I'm in recovery.
I'm going to talk about that in 1 second, but
Okay.
finish the story.
Let's talk about cocaine. No, I'm just kidding. We'll talk about that. We're gonna talk about recovery and drugs. What led you to recovery?
You can do
Cocaine.
You can do it. You can do it.
So
Who was the promoter? No, that's all
D
right.
Sharp and them, they throw a lot of hip hop shows, man. They bring a lot of they were bringing E40 out to Marin County and
Okay.
a lot of big names and stuff like that. Too Short and all those guys. And but they got into comedy for a little bit.
Yeah.
So they're the ones that put me on, man, and just really good people. And ever since then, I linked up with some guys, and they just kind of showed me the ropes when I very first started. Where I was like, well, okay, cool, I just did that. What happens now? They said, now you write jokes and go to open mics and just network. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit.
Now,
So-
hold on.
If you like the show,
And you know you do.
send us some pictures of your movies.
Don't do that. Support the show.
There are 3 ways you can support us.
Number 1, go to iTunes or Stitcher or wherever you listen to podcasts.
And leave a 5-star rating and review.
It helps with the show metrics, and it helps us get better placement. Number 2,
Visit our website.
www.breakitdownshow.com.
We've got an Amazon and an eBay link.
Same Amazon, same eBay, you know and love, but they give us a little kickback when you get to their site from ours. And number 3, leave comments about the shows that you like. We want to know what you think, how you feel.
Tell us how to make the show better. We greatly appreciate it.
Now back to the show.
We like boobies.
You come off the stage, you wouldn't even get on the stage. So that had to have been some kind of natural high for you to go, all right, I need more of this. Talk
Oh my
about
God.
that.
It was amazing. It was the best feeling I've never had a high like that.
For you.
I've done every single drug on the face of the planet, and I've never gotten that high.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
that was like a real high. That was
Yeah.
like a God high. That was like I didn't even know that kind of feeling existed.
Yeah.
So when I was on stage for that first time, and just going up to a cold crowd, it was right after intermission, so everyone's just kind of puttering back in, and then they're just looking at you, just straight faced, and to watch those straight faces
Turn.
turn and just light up.
Yeah.
You're watching all these people that don't know me. I don't know them. There's nothing going on. We have no connection.
Yeah.
But they're straight faced. And to just watch those faces just light up and just watch people just start feeling good. People start laughing and just like, oh my, like, and you
And
just
suddenly
turn,
you
just
had the
change.
reins of the good time.
The reins of the good time.
Yeah.
And it was just, I wouldn't even say to be in control of that, but just to be able to deliver
Right.
that amount of happiness to people.
Yes.
Just and just talking about just real stuff. Like I'm not up there with like a gimmick and some juggling balls. Like
Puppets and shit.
this is just me making
Props.
making fun of my boys in the back. You know
Right.
what I mean? Just making fun of this Jamaican dude I work with, or making fun of whatever.
Uh-huh.
They all of a sudden just lit up, and just watching people just feel good, and
Yeah.
like guys start putting their arms around their lady, and they're just like, "Hey, this is a great time!" Like, and just to watch the entire energy shift to that room. You know what I
It's
mean?
a
Like,
good feeling.
oh my God, it was such a blessing.
Yeah.
And it was such a blessing just to be able to just be a part of that and just bring that kind of stuff. And that's when I realized, I was like, oh my God, this is,
I found it.
This is your
I found
calling.
it. This
Yeah.
is my calling. This is what I'm supposed to do. Like, I still trip off that first night. It was just like, because it was just so amazing. It was so real. It was so live. It was just so pure. It's the only thing I've ever done in my life that I've had just such success, just being myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've gotten fired from jobs and, you know what I mean? Trouble in school and trouble in relationships and all this, whatever, all the bullshit, all the bullshit that comes with life, you know?
Fuck those jobs.
Fuck those jobs,
Fuck
fuck those
those.
people. And so for myself now, I'm just being my genuine self.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is what works.
I could see that about you when you were talking earlier. I could totally, in my mind's eye, see you go up there kind of hesitant, right? And you didn't have to tell me that you'd had an addict past, because it sort of suited what you were talking about. And I could see you just coming off and just being so geeked about what you just did.
Yeah.
Totally. That answer was just right. I just love to hear you say that, because you've taken something that you were probably trying to find before, but now
Yeah.
you've got the real thing.
Right.
You know,
So
that's
shout
cool.
out, shout out to just like really good friends.
Yeah,
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shout out to friends and family and people that know you when you know, sometimes don't even know what's best for yourself.
Yeah.
You know, I think the most success I've ever had in life is just being surrounded by the people I'm surrounded with.
Yeah.
You know, because we none of us ever really know the right way or the right thing, and just to be able to have people around you, just to be like, hey, pause, stop for a sec,
Yeah.
come back to reality. We rock with you. We love you. And just to have people with unconditional love really just want the best for you, just really want success for you.
Yeah.
And not for themselves and not to just gain anything, just for they love you, to care about you enough to just have you be successful, just to have you be happy.
Well, the definition of success is different for everybody. And we
Right.
all hear those stories about, man, that dude made all that money and he just was miserable.
Right.
Because they never find that spot where you know that you are home.
Right.
Yeah.
You're doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're spreading joy. You're spreading happiness. All the people around you understand that you are engaged in what you're passionate about. Maybe you didn't even know that's what you were passionate about,
Right.
but you had something within yourself that your friends recognized.
Right.
And they said, man, in order for us to be the best of ourselves, we need you doing this.
Yeah.
We need you to go up there, man.
Right.
You know, and man, that's a great story, man. That's a great story.
Yeah, it was fun.
And the things that you focus on to get right, you know, the most basic things, you know, don't listen to music. Make sure I got a little food in the tank.
Yeah.
You didn't say I'm worried about funny. You're not in any way worried about that because you're just being you. Like you said, you're just chopping it up about your buddies at work or your daughter doing something funny. And
Yeah.
that's sweet. That's a great place to be in.
It's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But you know, the downside is, man, it's like when you have a kid and you got to bounce around and you're super busy and stuff. So the sacrifices we all make as family men and wanting to be there all the time. And sometimes you got to jet. Like yesterday, my daughter had a playoff game. I had to leave in the middle of the playoff game. I didn't even get to see the end.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm back in the shower. I'm jumping in the shower, get cleaned up, and then drive back up to Sacramento.
Right.
And then her mom's texting me when I'm on the road. Oh, she just
Giving
got
you
a
the updates.
pop fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, they won. Yay. I'm like driving. I'm like, I want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, but and then
They won and you're halfway through Davis.
right? Yeah, that type of stuff. And then you look around at Davis, ain't shit in Davis.
Right.
It is more depressing.
Prince
so,
fans.
so for myself, man, it's like, but at the same time, that's such motivation to do that much better.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, when I first started doing comedy, I'm like, wow, this is fun. This is great. But then you realize, yo, there's a future in this.
Yeah.
If you really make that mark and you really keep networking and the field's just wide open.
Right.
For comedians, from stage time to whatever, voiceover work, sitcoms, movies. I mean, the whole entertainment world it's endless.
Yeah.
And so the more I started doing it, I started realizing, shit, there's a lot of money in this.
Yeah.
You know, my mom can one day, God willing, can eat off what I'm doing.
Yeah.
My daughter can eat off what I'm doing. Like, we could all create this massive future for myself, and I can put my buddies on, and it can create this whole world. So when I'm driving up to Sac, it's like, yeah, I feel some kind of way. Like, I want to be there for my daughter. I really do. But I got to put in this time. I got to really do what I'm trying to do right now to create this future for my daughter, create this future for my family, you know?
Right.
So
And everybody's got to do that. I mean, you have to.
Absolutely.
You want to sit there at that playoff game, but heck, my daughter's in Georgia right now. You know, I don't
Yeah.
get to see her enough. You
Right.
got to do what you got to do.
You really do. You really do. And I think anybody who wants any kind of success at any level, like, you got to make those sacrifices at certain
Right.
points. Like, I refuse to lose to be the guy working at just like Kmart, just checking bags, just to come home.
Yeah.
Just to come home and be there. Yeah, we're going to be this mediocre life forever.
And,
Like,
and God bless that guy that does that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And God bless, I don't have that kind of focus.
That's not you, though.
You got to be you.
I can't focus that much at that work.
You know,
what
it's
I mean?
like when
And-
you're on the plane, though, and the mask comes down out of the ceiling. They say, you got to put your mask on first.
right.
Because if your mask isn't on and you're helping somebody else, you're going to
Yeah.
go out at some point,
Yeah.
and then you're helping nobody.
Yeah.
So, good, man. I'm glad you're out there helping yourself so you can help everybody else.
Trying to.
How long you been in recovery?
I've been, this past April, I just had 6 years. 6 years.
Good
Wow.
clean
Good
sober.
job.
Yeah, thanks,
Nice,
man.
nice work,
Thanks.
man. I
Yeah.
feel like an asshole because it's 10 o'clock in the morning and you walked up in my house and I was like, yo, man, we're putting some booze in this coffee.
It's
You want
cool,
some
man.
coffee?
You know, people, whatever floats your boat, man.
Yeah,
I'm
buzzing.
but I'm inside look at this place. Shit, if you could drink at 10 a.m. on a Sunday, that's cool. I mean, it ain't 5 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Like, you ain't doing this shit before you go to work.
Well, that's true.
Sometimes.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, you know, whatever. A little bump of cocaine never hurt nobody.
Little cocaine.
I don't do that.
Yeah,
Unless it's in a stripper's belly button.
unless it's it. That's the only time I was smoking
the only
cocaine is
time.
when it's in a
He wanted to say butthole, man.
Yeah, I seen it coming.
I never want to say butthole. I have 8 other words for that piece of the anatomy besides butthole that make me feel better. So, do you know Mick Betancourt is?
No.
Oh man.
Yeah, you got to fix that.
So look, man, we appreciate you being on our podcast. We love that you're here. I don't want to divert from our podcast, but the few times that we do divert from our podcast to talk about somebody else's podcast, we typically talk about Mick because he had a fucked up child. His childhood was fucked up. His mom
oh man,
was a convicted bank robber.
Whoa.
his mom said, "I just had sex with this guy and I forgot him on my rag. Will you go up in there and grab that thing out for me?" He told that story the other day on the show. I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Anyway, he is now a very successful writer and still comedian. And he talks about, I mean, he's been sober for several years now, and he had to get clean in order to really reach his potential. But yeah, man, I could see a lot of your story and his story and the parallels that are there. And the thing about that is that we admire so much what he's been able to do, not just because, recovery's hard work, comedy's hard work. It's all hard work and you putting in the grind, but to see the satisfaction that you get out of it, to understand that that's your place in your soul where you need to be.
Yeah.
That's really gratifying, man.
It really is. It really is. And, just to be able to do this thing and do it sober, a lot of people ask me, they're like, oh, man, is it hard to, go to clubs and everyone's drinking around you? I'm like, not really, because I'm doing what I love to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not just sitting in a bar just chilling, trying to hit on girls. Like, this is what I love to do.
Yeah.
And so people around me drinking, I'm like, whatever. I got my own path. I got my own thing I'm doing. I got my own connection with God I can check in with anytime.
Yeah.
I can leave anytime I want. It's like I'm good. If everybody wants to get loaded around me, like that's totally cool.
Right.
But I got my own
That's
thing.
them.
That's them. I got my own thing going.
I think it's not easy for people to realize because a lot of the folks who would ask you that question are the folks who do the 9 to 5 all day and they have that particular kind of focus where they're just going to put their head down, they're going to do their work, they're going to bag their groceries, they're going to do whatever they're doing. And they haven't found that spot in their soul yet. Or maybe they have, and it's just a different spot. You know what I mean? But your spot is where it is. And as long as you can retain focus on that,
Right.
and it sounds to me like that it's not about you retaining focus on that as much as the joy that you get because it's pulled your focus.
Right.
Like the other stuff is just in the periphery.
Yeah.
You know what you want.
Yeah.
So.
And so, like, for myself, it's like, it's such a motivating factor. Like, I would love to sit here and say, I just do it for the love, and I do it because I love to do it, and this is why I want to do it.
And that's partially true.
It's very partially true, but
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you guys.
Uh-huh.
I'm trying to get paid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like,
you're
major.
entitled, man.
Yeah, I'm like trying to get, man,
don't
money.
apologize for
I'm
that for
trying
1
to-
second.
Like, people are like, I was talking to this dude, and he was like, look, man, I was talking to this dude, he wanted to manage me, and he was like, look, man, I do this for the love, and I do this for the passion of the art. And
You're fired.
And I said, well, look, man, I can't fuck with you.
Yeah.
If you don't say it ain't about the money, like, let's be honest. Like, don't try to, like, let's make art. Let's make fucking art. I can't live off of, like, hopes and dreams.
No.
And,
Sure.
just creating. Let's create money.
Yeah.
Let's create avenues and ways to make money. That's why I'm just trying to really be versatile as far as everything I can do.
But there's
in
a
this
place for
industry.
that art.
Absolutely.
There was a place for that
Hell
art in
yeah.
the beginnings of your career where you
And that's where
realized
came-
what it was.
And that's where it comes from. And I don't want to sound like, oh, I'm just about the money. But it's all of it. It's a combination
it is
of
all
the love.
It. You get to a place.
But it brings me back to when I was first saying, like, I found something that I'm good at.
Yeah.
Just being my genuine self.
Uh-huh. And that's great.
Oh my gosh.
Now-
what? Now I can get paid off of this?
Yes.
So in the beginning, it's like, it's super exciting. It's fun.
Right.
But then Okay.
It still gets to be fun.
It's hey, I have a blast every single time I'm on stage.
Yeah.
Every time I touch a microphone, I'm like, I thank God just for the
Switch on,
opportunity. Anytime I get to touch a microphone.
Yeah.
But then there's a whole other aspect of it with the business and stuff, and you really realize there's a lot of money to be made.
Yeah.
Well,
in all the different avenues and different things you can do. So I guess I get excited when I talk about it.
You should.
Because I'm like, holy shit, there's a whole world. Like as I think about it, I'm like, I could really make money off this. Like just doing what I love to do.
Yeah.
But then you realize there's a whole nother world,
There was a day at which Derek Jeter, said, man, I'd love to hit this baseball.
Yeah.
And there was a day when he turned the corner and said, I can hit this baseball better than anybody else. It's time to get paid about this.
What?
And it doesn't make it any less lovable. It
Right.
doesn't make it any less gratifying.
Yeah.
The winning is still the winning. The happiness and the spreading of joy is still the spreading of joy. But there is a point at which you turn that corner, and we as the audience have to turn that corner with you, because then we realize, holy shit, man, Jonny Eller can hit this baseball.
Yeah.
Right.
We better pay this boy
Yeah.
because we love watching him do it.
Yeah.
So, I'd love to hear that you're doing a movie this year. I'd love to hear that your voiceover work, you have stuff to look forward to that's an expansion of your ability to spread that joy, because fuck, man, you can only spread that joy so much just doing it for the love.
Right.
Yeah.
Eventually it has to make your living so that you can put away all the other shit,
Yeah.
and we can all say, man, I love watching Johnny do his thing. We better not have that boy at Walmart,
Right.
Yeah. And you're still, like, I can see where you are in your development cycle. You're trying all these things. You're trying movies. You're trying the voiceover work. You're doing the stand-up stuff. And something at some point is going to stick. And
Right.
you won't have time for all the other things.
Right.
And it's show business. So now you're working on the business side. Where do I go to make money?
Right.
Doing what I love.
Right.
And that's a huge thing to already have that level of development.
and you let's make art motherfuckers got to get out of my way because I got a daughter to feed.
Yeah, I got a mom trying to hook
You know
up
what I
with.
mean?
Yeah.
And she may get a softball scholarship at some point, but
Right.
at this point, I got to pay for those bats. And I
Yeah.
got to buy those cleats.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So you're going to go up, is it Friday? Is that when's the show?
It's on June 19th.
Get in that
Friday-
mic, Kenny. Get around on
it's
that thing.
June 19th at the Empress Theater, 330 Virginia Street, and showtime's 8 o'clock. And I have Jonny Eller there.
Who else is on that ticket?
It's Jonny Eller, Hannibal Thompson, and Larry Bubbles Brown.
Larry Bubbles Brown.
I love Larry. You know what? I've been hiring Larry for so many years, and he's never turned me down once because he likes working with me, and we gel good together. So it's good. It's good. And now we have Johnny, and I met Johnny at I think it was it was Pepper Bellies, right?
Pepper
Yeah, I
Bellies.
think he just got off a set, and then he was walking my way, and I said, hey, I produce and I do comedy, but I produce and promote too, so can I get your number? He gave me his number. I said, I'll call you, and here we are. It's been years later, but, I kept my word and called him up.
So the Empress Theater in Vallejo, which the Empress is lovely. I mean,
It's 1911 theater. It was reconstructed. I think it's like what is it? $1 million investment.
it's a big investment.
Yeah, big investment. And the theater's beautiful. The sound system is top notch, $100,000 sound system. So they got their stuff together.
Yeah, we've been to a couple of shows out there, and it really is a great venue. It's a great room for you too, because though it's a theater, it's really intimate.
Right.
You know, the crowd's right
yeah.
up there, and it's fantastic. Ellis killed when he was there.
Hell
Kabir
yeah.
Singh was there. He did great.
Oh, Beezy, man.
Oh, yeah, I have Beezy.
Yeah, we have Beezy out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, Beezy there. I try to get the best of the best. Look who I got now.
Yeah, Sean Peabody headline last time.
Okay,
And
yeah,
Sean
Sean
was
Peabody,
there.
good.
Sean
yeah.
kills, man.
Yeah, Sean
Kills us.
Peabody's good people, man. When I first started comedy, man, I started running around with Sean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was running around taking me to open mics and stuff.
There you
Well,
go.
that's what I
and
love
he's
about
funny
you
and
guys.
everything,
Yeah.
but he's just a really, really good dude, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
Sean
man.
Selick, Hawaii.
Yeah.
Island.
Hawaiian people, man.
He'll jump out the
Pacific
back of the
Islanders,
truck
man.
for you,
Pacific
man.
Islander.
Yeah,
he'll
Pacific
jump out the
Islanders,
truck.
man. Good people, man. Good people. I used to
I
live
want
in
to
Hawaii,
tell you
man.
something
Good
about
people.
that. You lived in Hawaii.
I did, man. I used to live in Oahu.
Oh,
I used to live
wow.
in Honolulu. I used to live in Honolulu.
I'm gonna.
So-
I want to expand on that, but first I want to tell you about June 19th. Because there's a serious responsibility here. And like you talked about the responsibility for people's good times and their special occasion. June 19th is the 25th anniversary of my first date with my wife.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna say, motherfucker, if you don't get me laid that night, and I'm talking about laid, like power laid. Like I want to wear the Godzilla costume.
Yeah, not
and
that
she's
regular
gonna dress
shit.
like
Not
Red
that
Riding
regular
Hood.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
This ain't Monday night sex.
No, this ain't Monday night.
No. We're going in.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna last till Sunday fucking morning.
And my feet are gonna hurt.
Hello.
For the grown and sexy.
Yep.
That's right.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And the groaning sexy.
The groaning sexy.
No, man, I'm not putting it on you like that.
That's
I know it's half my responsibility as well. But you lived in Oahu, man.
Yeah, I lived in Oahu.
People talk about Oahu like, oh yeah, that's the, you should really go to Kauai or you should really go
love
to Maui.
Oahu.
Where's the- I love Oahu
I
too.
love
man.
Oahu
love
more than
Oahu.
any of the islands.
Me
Are
too.
you
You
serious?
You get
What?
everything you want.
It's
What else
right-
do you
right
want?
there.
You get bored sitting in the same beach every day. No,
Yeah.
I need to be able to, like, if we're going to go out to the North Shore and kick it, let's have a country day.
Diamond Head.
Sure.
But if we-
I'll go
yo.
out there and hit up the shrimp truck or whatever.
Yeah,
But
let's go hit up the shrimp truck. But look, we got a party too.
also,
We gotta
right.
go out to the clubs. Like you got Honolulu down the way. You got the east side. You got the west side. What?
And let's take advantage of the fact that everybody loves it, the weather and the beach and all of that stuff. So they're going to the club half already naked.
What? The best thing ever.
Why not love
Ever.
that? So yeah, I love Oahu. I love Uncle Bo's. I love the side street inn. Look at my fat ass. I love Uncle Bo's. I love the Boca Roda at Uncle Bo's, man. I've been through a few plates of that shit. So anyway,
And plate lunches are the best, man.
how
Those are the
long?
best.
How long did you live out there?
I was out there for about a year. I moved
Oh,
out there with
man.
my best friend. I just got back from Peru and I jumped on a plane, went to Hawaii, one-way ticket.
Yeah.
Jumped off the plane.
One-way ticket too.
One-way ticket. My boy had an apartment set up for us. He's like, just get out here. We're going to have a good time.
Yeah,
And
it was a good time.
Oh, my God. It was amazing.
So what? Why did you come back? You wore it out.
I didn't wear it out. I came back to actually help my father.
Okay.
I came back to help my father. My father has a construction business and he was moving some things around and he had an investment property. So he was like, look, can you help
He
me out?
needed some responsible
Yeah,
help.
yeah.
Somebody to take it
And we
seriously.
tried to rekindle a relationship at the same time. I wouldn't suggest that, but so that's why I came back. That's why I came back from Hawaii.
Hey, it's a noble mission, man.
It's good, man. God bless my father, man. I'm glad that I have one and he's in my life. You know,
Yeah.
so God bless him.
Okay.
So you do a little bit of construction to kind of make the ends meet.
Yeah.
So you've not quite gotten over the hump where comedy is
Not right over the hump,
Right.
but I could see it.
Yeah, okay.
I could visually
Almost
see it
grab
now.
it, yeah.
And I have a team around me and we're going. Like
Yeah.
it's coming and we're getting it. Like I swear to God, I'm about to drop this microphone and go over the hump right now.
So you've already passed the no shit. I really can make a living doing this.
Yeah.
Now you're just trying to build
We're
up the network to it.
Yeah. I mean, I can't live off of just like little bits. Like I got real bills, you know.
Yeah.
I have and me and my daughter are not gonna have the E True Hollywood story. Like we lived out of a cardboard box,
Yeah.
and
No.
at one point they finally made it. Like that's not my.
Then they came and they took their box.
And they took their box all the way to Hollywood. No. I gotta have like my daughter's gotta have nice shit. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like I got people that depend on me. Like
There's a saying, and it goes like this: "Fuck the dumb shit."
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the saying.
yeah, and that's amazing.
So yeah, fuck the dumb shit.
Yeah, no, we don't.
Never
have-
mind the box. You
But-
got a daughter who's, she deserves to have
Everything.
a happy life and
Everything.
yeah.
What?
So,
Everything.
hey.
Yeah.
Everything. And
That's
shout
right.
out to her mom. Her mom really supports my comedy mission.
Right
And
on.
me and her mom are together, but her mom really supports and helps out everything that I'm doing as far as comedy, my movie,
That's good.
watching my kid. You know, we have set days that I have my daughter, but those days overlap. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like this weekend, this is my weekend.
That's cool.
And so she's with her mom, but then next weekend I'm gonna grab her, my next whatever. So her mom really makes it work. Her
That's
mom,
fucking teamwork.
her
Yeah.
mom, my kid's mom and my mom are like, bam, like
Support system.
Like get it. Like don't worry. You know, me and my kid's mom have a good relationship as far as a good friendship and a good co-parenting,
Yeah.
cohabiting place.
Because in reality, you are together. You got a kid together. You know,
Yeah.
you have a family. That's a family.
Right.
It's a modern, fucked up, weird ass
It
family.
is.
but
And
that's
she's
what we
got
have.
she's got a cool boyfriend, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? And him and I are cool and stuff like that. So it's like it's definitely a blessing. You know?
It is.
It's definitely a
Right
blessing.
on, man. But I think really your sincerity comes through,
Right.
and your ability to provide for your daughter really depends on being able to go get it.
Yeah,
And
and I got to, and she sees that part of me. Like I wouldn't say she fully understands it, but when she knows I leave, I'm not out fucking around. Like she knows when I leave, like that's what I'm doing for work. Like, babe, I'm really getting it.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Going after it.
I'm gonna go to the ends of the earth. I brought her on movie. You know, when we were shooting the movie, I brought her with me. You know what I mean? And and she sees a big part of it, you know, and I couldn't do anything at all as far as what I'm doing if I didn't have the support from my family and from my loved ones. Like I got a real solid team behind me, pushing me, motivating me, and you know, so I shout out to just everybody in my life that really holds me down as an individual.
Oh yeah.
You know, because I'm a crazy dude. Like I spin out of control. My thought process isn't right. I'm not fucking right. Okay, let's just put that all the way out there. I'm not fucking right. I'm not. Shit in my head doesn't work. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I need people behind me to like hone me back into earth.
Yeah.
Hey, come back to earth with us. Join us. Eat some food.
Right.
Chill. Nourish yourself. Jonny, you're out of line.
It's
Like,
a two-way street, though, because
It is.
that chaos that you bring is, as long as it can do things that are not destructive,
Right.
man, that's a favor for everybody because it's rare.
Right.
Not everybody gets to have someone in their life who can take off into the stratosphere. And every once in a while, you got to help that person come back. Hey, come back.
Yeah.
Come back here with us.
Yeah.
Or sometimes they get to say, we're going up there with you. We're just going
Yeah.
to try to hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for the people in my life that really rock with me, it really just comes from a genuine place. Not like, oh shit, Johnny's gonna make it. When Jonny makes it, I'm gonna make it too. It's like it's really comes from like genuine love. Like the people in my life are just like really hold me down in an aspect that like it's just for me it's just such a blessing to be able to have that, just to be able to have that in my life and just to be able to support it and you know, nurtured the way I am. Excuse me, with all my people and stuff. Like I created so much wreckage for so long.
Yeah.
My life was so destructive. I was so destructive, like out of control. And I was really a destructive person. And so to be able to kind of like reconstruct that
Yeah.
and watch the people, people in my life always knew I had potential to do something. Just nobody knew what it was. For a long time, it was like, shit, just don't die.
Right. Don't
Shit.
die.
Shit, Donnie.
You will someday find it. Just don't die.
Okay, Jonny, just don't die
Yeah.
from drugs and alcohol. You know what I mean? I buried my friends over drug overdoses. And, you know, we just put one of my friends in the ground 3-6 months ago from a heroin overdose.
Wow.
And, you know, so things are real. You know, like I run into my buddies that I was little kids with, and I see them strung out on dope, man. You know,
Yeah.
And you know, good friends of mine, and I just ran into one of my friends in the parking lot the other day. True story. Like 12:30 at night, he's walking through with this girl, and he's just doped out. And I'm like, shit, that could have been me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wasn't that far away from just game over.
Yeah.
You know, and for a long time, it was just like, shit, Jonny, just don't die, dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was on and I was off and I was on and I was off, but when I was off, I was all the way off. Like I was off, you know, and having nobody nobody wanted shit to do with me, you know, as far as like myself and my productivity as a person, like nobody wanted shit to do with me.
Yeah.
And so to be able to come back full circle and to be able to have that support and be able to have that is like, for me, it's like it's the biggest blessing I've ever had in my life, to come from a genuine place and to have people really supporting me, not like just trying to help me. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like just, oh, we got to fix Jonny and help him get sober. We got to, you know, support. It's not like, don't die, Jonny. It's more like, succeed, Jonny. Like,
Live,
Jonny. Like, this is real life. Like, I'm whatever age I am. Some dude told me not to say what age you are, but like this, I really feel like my life just kicked in.
Yeah.
You know, the first part of my life, people are like, oh my God, I miss my 20s. What? Give a shit. I'm so done with that chapter.
Yeah.
You know, and for so many years, I was so destructive. I was such a destructive person. And I just created nothing but, I didn't create anything. That's what I didn't do, is I didn't create anything.
Yeah, you did create things. You created what you needed to get through.
Yeah.
To the point where you could start with something else, you know?
Right.
I mean, I don't know, I guess Thomas Edison's the example. You know, he figured 2,000 ways to not make a light bulb before he figured out the one way.
Yeah, the
to
one way.
make one, you
Right,
know?
right.
So don't look at it like you didn't accomplish anything. You absolutely did.
Right.
You know?
and it was necessary.
Yeah, you had to learn
Right.
that shit. You
Yeah.
did.
Not only that, but man, who knows? You don't even know yet who you inspire
Right.
out of their whatever it is. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? So your mission not only just started, but you don't realize the importance of it yet.
Right. Absolutely. That's a good point.
I mean, I can't tell someone, you know, hey, you shouldn't be fucking around with this stuff. I've never had that problem. you have a voice that I could never have, you know?
Right.
And that might be all the difference in the world. Yeah, so definitely don't look down on that early experience. It's, you know.
No,
it's,
I'm gonna
we
keep
all
it
gotta
like
road.
Yeah,
I
it
get
informs
high
everything
and
you
stuff
do.
in my life, and then it like really brings me back when I think about where I was at 6 years ago.
Yeah.
When I was at 6 years ago, I didn't have shit. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have a place to live. I didn't have a car.
Yeah.
I didn't have a job, but I had a daughter.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
But
That
it's-
was my story 6 years ago. I didn't have shit. Like, I literally didn't have shit. And then, you know, God put some people in my life to just kind of start reconstructing, rebuilding my life from from ground zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I got this little girl. I got this homegirl put me up, and I was staying with her, and she was putting me up in a hotel, like, you know what I mean, with me and my kid. I'm like a mess. What?
So aside from your daughter, it started with really what was necessary as the first thing that you had, which was your understanding of how you were going to make the world happen.
Right.
So, yeah, man.
I'm feeling all. You guys got me feeling all some kind of way on a Sunday morning. I didn't even get into all that shit, man. Comedy. I thought I was gonna come in and talk about some comedy. Happy shit, man.